Andy Cohen gives an HR answer when questioned about NENE Leakes' appearance on Ultimate Girls Trip, y'all, and we got to get into it. Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. So, today we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta. Today we are talking Andy Cohen. Today we are talking NENE Leakes because, as you guys know, a couple of nights ago was the big premiere party of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, right? That was where, some people got to see the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip cast up close and personal. And also some of the other housewives from other franchises made an appearance as well. And there, of course, was tons of media that is still trickling out today and as the days go on, because there was a lot of media there. There was a lot of media asking a lot of questions to the Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip cast as well as Andy Cohen. And as you guys know, we had already talked about the first look / sneak peek that was about 6.5 minutes or so that featured NENE and Portia, and it was all good vibes. It was NENE coming over, with Portia explaining Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, the Roaring 20s, giving NENE Leakes her flowers of what she has done for Housewives and the franchise and how she's the icon and all this and all of that. They also joke and have a back and forth about, Portia and Sway and all of the things. Everything is completely lighthearted. Also, they tell us the last time that we saw NENE was when that laptop had closed, season 12 of the COVID reunion of the COVID-19 season, and all of this and all of that of the sort. I was shocked that NENE didn't have a confessional. I was shocked that NENE was not provided an opportunity to say the things that she was updated with or things that she was dealing with since she last was on the show. So people could get up to speed, talk about her being a widow, talk about, maybe some of the stuff going on with her children and all of this and all of that, being a grandmother, and what business ventures, what opportunities that she's got going on with various shows that she's doing, having a YouTube platform, still hosting red carpets and all of the things, and doing fashion police type of shows and all of that. And unfortunately, we didn't get any of that. Now, we had talked about in a previous video as well, Andy Cohen saying any rumors of a NENE return or what cast got, peaches for season 18 or didn't, all of it was fake news. He's basically saying, and this is my opinion, he's basically saying contracts haven't gone out yet, but at the same time, this is going to be the group of people we're going to make decisions on. Not necessarily that this is going to be the entire group of people that are going to be moving forward, because ultimately, Portia already confirmed at the red carpet a couple of days ago that she got her contract. She posted Beyonce's performance, getting to the money, everybody mad. And to me, that felt like Portia's got a pay increase. That looks like Portia said, you're going to have to pay me for this pain and this friendship fallout with Shamia or whatever the case may be, right? It didn't sound like to me that NENE was coming back, with that initial commentary from Andy Cohen, but I don't think it was a good idea, because then the next day, this first look drops, the sneak peek drops, and everybody's nostalgic, right? Everybody is absolutely nostalgic. You got Kelly joking that she'll see if her contract for season 18 is at Shamia's mailbox, and Shamia needs to also check her mailbox to make sure she's got a contract, after she just flat out lied for the second time on Andy Cohen. Make it make sense. So we'll continue to monitor that. But what I want to get into in this video is what Andy Cohen said about NENE Leakes' appearance on Ultimate Girls Trip, because keep in mind, this is not going to be the only time we're going to see NENE. I originally was under the thought and the impression that we were only going to see NENE when we got to the Atlanta episodes, but if she was able to film stuff in between and everything else, whether it's with Portia or whoever else, I think that's going to be a good time. And it's going to make the calls louder for NENE to return as a peach to Real Housewives of Atlanta. I just hope that it doesn't go the way that it is going for Vicky Golvinson on Orange County, though. So without further ado, let's take a watch and a listen. This is courtesy from the Neighborhood Talk.
I gotta say, seeing NENE right at the beginning of the first episode made my heart so happy.
Yeah, me too. Great, really great.
Open up, bitch.
I mean, we couldn't have celebrated 20 years without her. She's such an important part of the franchise. It was really fun. And the response has been great.
Child, why is Andy Cohen, he has that corporate look on the face, like not too much on NENE. Yes, she was great. Yes, she was fantastic. Yes, she was important to the franchise. Yeah, we couldn't have done this without her. Like, what? Why is he like this? Why is he like this? And I don't even feel at this point this has anything to do with the lawsuit. This has everything to do with NENE Leakes' allegations against Andy Cohen that he feels a certain type of way. But there's been other housewives who've made also similar allegations against Andy Cohen that he does not have this same level of smoke for, that he does not have this same level of energy for. And ultimately, the head of NBC Universal said that they would love to have NENE Leakes back and everything else, and timing is everything, and all this and all that of the sort. I just want to know if Andy Cohen has the same level of power and influence that he once did over these housewife shows, or if NENE were to come back, it would have to be basically over his head. It would have to be basically against his wishes, right? Because they tried putting NENE on to the traders. And if that would have went through, she would have had to see Andy Cohen at the reunion. Are they expecting a moment, whether it would have been the traders reunion or a potential special appearance on Watch What Happens Live, where NENE's going to have to beg and grovel for her job back, where she's going to have to beg down and kiss the ring of Andy Cohen for this to be cool again? Like, I don't know what more NENE Leakes can say or do. Because for all intents and purposes, you know what I'm saying? It only seemed like the only communication that they truly had was when Greg passed away and when also her son was really sick in the hospital, that Andy Cohen reached out to check on her. But outside of that, it doesn't seem like a situation where they're anywhere on the terms of where it used to be. And I understand that people are going to feel how they feel about even that lawsuit happening in the first place. There's some people of the mind that if you say all those things that you said in that lawsuit, you'll never be at this network again, that you'll never be anywhere again. So the fact that even that NENE is able to be back, even if it's in this capacity of Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip, to make appearances here and there on the show. But what does this mean for the future when the first episode drops on Sunday and NENE's energy alone is outdoing and outselling the newer housewives, the newer peaches that you have in Atlanta now, that are on some divide and conquer, let's destroy, let's tear everything down, let's try to ruin everything, and let's try to get Portia off this show so we can try to get our faves back, and it's just falling flat. It is just falling flat. The fans are not interested in these tired and regurgitated and old as Methuselah storylines. I feel like with NENE, I feel like enough time has passed that NENE would come on Real Housewives of Atlanta and understand the assignment. Like, people wanted Phaedra to be mad at Portia still for season 9, but ultimately it was Phaedra who made that decision to repeat what she allegedly heard from somewhere to Portia. But I think Phaedra understood the bigger picture. And that the bigger picture now is she's won an Emmy Award. She has got a whole new fan base of people who only know her because of the traitors and Dancing with the Stars. So it's unnecessary at this point for her and Portia to regurgitate season 9 and everything else and deal with all of that, because they understand that the checks are going to continue to roll in with them as the brand of frickin' frack. That they're better supporting each other than going down that road and having a friendship fallout and having a friendship breakup. I think with NENE and even her issues with Portia, right? People want to talk about what happened with the Upshaw situation, but people don't want to talk about NENE still being cool with Portia's ex-husband because her ex-husband and NENE's guy are all cool, but also don't want to talk about, in addition to season 9, it was NENE Leakes that was on Watch What Happens Live that said freak and fraud need to lose their peaches. But part of that benefit was for NENE to come back onto the show of somebody losing their peach. And that essentially was why people were hoping the rumors were true, that potentially Shamia and or Kelly lost their peaches to ease in the way for NENE to be back on this show. But I feel as though something's going to have to give, because once that first episode drops on Sunday, you guys, it is going to be on like Donkey Kong. The people with the trigger fingers, they're going to be like NBC Universal, Bravo TV. What do we got to do to get NENE back on our screens on Real Housewives of Atlanta? Well, what do we got to do? Who do we need to call? Who do we need to make petitions for? What letters do we need to send at the office so that y'all can really consider NENE Leakes again? I'm just telling y'all what's about to happen. I am just telling y'all what is about to happen, right? But I don't think we're going to see, if NENE was to come back, I don't think we're going to see that NENE that, remember when once she started getting those Trump checks and getting on Glee and getting those opportunities, and she was like, listen, I'm bigger than the program. I don't need y'all. I'm a peace out. And then she came back again and then was mad about the closet situation and all this and all that. And you know what I mean? So I don't know how this would go again, but I feel like enough time has passed that NENE would give what is supposed to be given, and that's going to be fun shade and moving on quickly from these storylines is what it feels like she's going to give me. But ultimately, we're going to have to see where the cookie crumbles and if there is a situation that NENE can make it back on this show. I don't know why people want to push it back and delay it to season 19 or season 20. What if Housewives, you know what I'm saying? What if they decide to do a pause in Atlanta by then? What if they decide by then, oh, maybe we should shake up the cast? What if they decide by then, you know what I'm saying, they're going to be put on hiatus till further notice? So all of these things can happen between Neil and season 20. You might as well bring in NENE Neil while it's Gucci. It low-key felt like to me that scene could have been plopped in on the season finale of Real Housewives of Atlanta to kind of reintroduce NENE to the audience and prep as well for Real Housewives Ultimate Girls Trip. It felt like you could kill two birds with one stone in doing such things, in doing such of the sort. So that is it for this video. That is all that I have for this video. I need y'all to do me the biggest favor. I need y'all to do y'all biggest one, and that is to hype the video. Hype the video, please. Hype the video like you never hyped a video before in your life. There is that. That is it. That is all. It's todos es final. It's finito. It's the end of the road. It's the end of the line for this video. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.